Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome to a high-level game of StarCraft 2. Today we have, in the bottom left spawning as our blue Terran player playing for Team Storm, it is Gumiho. And in the top right, the rather chatty Solar playing for Team Onside Gaming. And we're playing on a map called Lazarus Wastes. This map beats Submarine for sure, is what Solar said apparently. And I think he's referring to maybe the size and the many little chokes that are here. Submarine was known as a map very, very good for Terran. And thus I think Solar is already complaining about this map. Despite only being 55 seconds in, this has to be some type of record as well. Usually I always kind of reserve my judgment after having a couple of games on it. But Solar, he looks at the map, he sniffs it out and he says, okay, look at this. There's a weird wall over here where tanks can be positioned behind. There is something here. There's rocks on the 5th. On the 4th. What? The layout is terrible for Zerg. Yeah, I agree. There's rocks on the 4th? There's rocks on both 4th bases. No, wait, I can't count. 5th bases. Is this real that all 5th base has rocks? I was faster than Solar. Or at least faster than... Gumiho saying I like it. Yeah, no crap, you like it. Zerg always has to expand faster than Terran, and taking a 5th base can be pretty tricky already. Now add on to the fact that there's now rocks here, and there's also rocks near the rocks, which means you can put tanks close by while your opponent is trying to take out the rocks, so you can hide behind the rocks while he's taking out the rocks while you're defending the rocks. There's a lot of rocks on this map. So 4 bases are stopped. No, but what? This one as well. 6 bases are stopped by rocks. What else do we have? Then there's rocks in the middle. And you have these chokes everywhere. This map was made by the Terran Collective. This map managed to sneak in somehow. I'm not sure what happened here. That's absolutely wild. Alright. Reaper Grenade is going to go down. Start trying to take out some of these units. Oh, no, 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 no. The question mark out of Gumiho. Both of them feeling a little bit chatty today. I don't mind it one bit. I do like it. Alright, 3rd base is on the way here for Solar. We have Triple CC coming out of Gumiho. Gumiho, a player that has many different build orders, but is also perfectly capable of playing Standard. And with a Triple CC opener, it feels like we're heading more into the Standard direction than anything else right now. Orbital Command is being researched on the lower ground expansion, so that Eco is going to get a bit of a boost soon. So they continue chatting, but my good friend Gumiho, I don't mind Solar chatting, but you just lost your Reaper for nothing. Maybe it's time to focus a little bit more, rather than all your effort into typing them characters quickly. Seems to me like we're going to be heading into a bit of a... maybe a... Is it going to be a Raven, or what is this? No tech lab yet. It's probably just going to be Viking Liberator in that case. Ooh, this could... Oh... Viking medevac. This could be a Hellbat attack still. That is very Gumiho-esque. I really like that. Viking medevac, that definitely is going to be some type of Hellbat attack in that case. If there's going to be a medevac behind this. Now, it is not uncommon for it to just be a Viking, but because I'm seeing this Marine production, okay, well, I started to believe it was going to be more Marines and then a medevac, but maybe it's just going to be a couple of Hellions and a Viking. That's also completely allowed, of course. When this Viking pops out, you should be looking to try and kill this Overlord, so that the Overlord doesn't get all the scouting in the world. So we have continued Hellion production still. Viking is moving in the incorrect direction right now. We'll just start moving across the map as these 2 Marines will take care of this one Overlord. At the same time, Liberator is on the way as well. I'm not so sure if that's going to get spotted though, that there's no tech lab on this. Ooh, that's a big deal. Not seeing whether there's a tech lab or not. And of course changes the type of response you want. Whether it's going to be 2 Banshees or a Liberator is fairly different. I guess seeing this Viking kind of tells you that it is indeed going to be a Liberator. This Viking is taking a big hit of damage here out of them. Queens, Hellions moving in at the same time though. As Gumiho finds an angle to engage in where Solar was a lot of things, but he wasn't ready. What is this? It's just choke after choke after choke. Middle part is also just chokes. It almost feels like a map in like Indiana Jones, like in some type of maze, you know? It's like rocks. If you take out the rocks, they start chasing you. What is this? This is one of the weirder maps I've seen in a while, honestly. The fact that you're also forced into a fort base expansion pattern in this location can probably be kind of frustrating for Zerg, given that there's a high ground right next to this area. Like, there's probably some good pushes that can be executed from there on out. Honestly, there's good push positions everywhere. Like, there's so many walls, there's so many weird little chokes that just have been artificially created. I don't know, this feels difficult. How many? Oh, there's 11 Hellions. Holy crap. That's 3 more than we usually see. Usually we see 8 max. But this is 11. There's 2 more. What? Okay, so I'm pretty heavy on the cars then. And he's getting some damage with it, but it also lowers your marine count significantly, of course. Let's not forget about that. It means that any follow-up push is going to hit a lot less hard. Now, okay, I'm absolutely confused by Gumiho's build. I just don't understand it. He has a perfectly fine reactor over here. Okay, he's going to build a barracks next to for that now. But it feels like his initial push out with these medevacs is going to hit at like 730. By that time, Solar will be at like 85 workers. Basically on the way to Hive. It's going to hit way too late. Queens are going to rotate towards the middle, take out a Hellion. Good movement there out of Solar, who has managed to take out 1 or 2. Okay, 1 Hellion so far. Lost 9 drones, which sucks. But don't forget, this is a very big investment out of Gumiho. He needs to kill some workers. If he had 6 Hellions and he killed 9 workers, I would say, okay, Gumiho is very far ahead. But that's not really the case here. The case here is that, oh my god, it's going in with a 4 Hellion run by right now on the far right side. Is Solar going to be in position for that? I think the answer is yeah. Yeah, well, no. No, of course not. He was in position, he just didn't respond in time. Okay, Hellions will get cleaned up, 7 drones go down, and 4 Hellions will fall. 7 drones for 4 Hellions, I think, is a trade that at this point in the game, Solar isn't too upset with, in a way. He's like, okay. Like, money-wise, that's still an okay-ish trade for me. I'm already fully saturated on 3 bases, so I'm not even losing that much mining time. And then I'm gonna fully saturate my 4s as well after, because the follow-up push is just going to hit quite late. This Ling run-by is not extremely successful, as it walks into a dead end, and there's a lot of Marines, there's a lot of Hellions close by, so yeah, not a fan of that whatsoever. Wouldn't mind seeing a fort base, oh, it's already being built on location. I wouldn't mind seeing it, and Gumiho already starts building it. I like that a lot, actually. 5th base, I was gonna say, should be on the way soon. And then I realized that these rocks still need to be taken out. And I think Solar realized that about the same time as I did. It's like, I wish I could build a 5th base right now. And he looks over at his 5th and it's like, rocks. I forgot. And it's that anticipation that you don't have on a new map, that you have to still take out the rocks. And, you know, you need to put in some work before you can just plop down a hatchery. It's going to make life pretty difficult here. This push is also going to make life pretty difficult. Melee attack's not quite done yet here for Solar. There's a lot of Marines still alive. 1 Baneling is going to connect, but if that's the final Baneling, then there's still a lot of Marines available alive right now. And that could potentially be an issue. There's what? There's 1 Bane, that's it. No Baneling speed. If Gumiho manages to target it down, it could be a big deal. Hydras and Queens are pushing this back. Mine is going to connect with a lot of them Hydras. But in the end, I think Gumiho is going to at least temporarily bite the dust, as he's trying to reinforce his position a little bit harder. Links on the top left side still working, still working on the rocks. You see a macro hatch being built right now, so that Solar can continue spending his money. This has to be one of the later 5th bases after the way that the early stages of the mid game and the early game went. It didn't feel terrible for Solar. It didn't lose a million workers. It's just the 5th base is late due to the rocks, which is fairly unfortunate. Oi. Queen's gonna get sniped down there. Centrifugal Hook's finally about to finish. Might finish mid-fight, which would be a nice little surprise. That's not quite going to happen. We see the drop heading towards the main base. These links have to start heading back home as well. 5th base can now start building if Solar so pleases. With the infestation pit also starting here, it seems like we're going into a bit of a longer macro game. We have a force moving up towards the left side. This 6th base, of course, also is covered by rocks. And the 7th base is covered by rocks. And this is covered by rocks as well. What is this SCV doing? Just making sure that the rocks are still there. I believe it would be sick if Terran was capable of repairing rocks. You know? They figured out the technology to strengthen the rocks. And if they do like an armor upgrade, the rocks also gain armor. I think that would be very cool. Nice little game mechanic. Send like 4 SCVs towards the top left in your medevac with 4 Marines as well. You start repairing the rocks, or just fortifying the rock. He'll build like a bunker inside of the rock where he can place marines. So many things you can do with rocks. Should be a geologist. Alright, a couple of mines are going to connect with Lynx and Banes. As Solar is pretty keen on fighting this completely off creep. Not sure if he should be this keen. The initial part of this fight went pretty okay for him, but now with more reinforcements streaming in, this feels somewhat scary. No concussive shell here means that these Hydras have a higher chance of getting back home to the creep. Felt a little bit scary there, but manages to retreat. 5th base still hasn't started yet. Well, it had started at some point, but got cancelled. Solar is in a little bit of trouble eco-wise here. Like, he's probably starting to mine out the main, he's probably starting to mine out the natural as well. That means he's technically only going to be mining from 3 base mineral patches. This 5th base is extremely important. This mine is taking out another drone. And at the same time, this Ling run by, I mean, it did something, but definitely not enough. 153 supply against 172. There's no creep leading towards that 5th base. This map is actually bonkers. Like, the amount of chokes and... yeah, it is just pretty wild, isn't it? Freaking rocks everywhere. Okay. Another drop heading towards the main base. Solar not in position, only a single spore there as well. Which means his units need to now start popping in over. Pureling initially is going to take out that spore and pick up once more. This hatchery gets cancelled for a second time. And that means that 12 minutes into the game... yes, 12 minutes into the game, we do not quite have a 5th hatchery yet. Well, we have a 5th hatchery, but it's positioned in the main base. What we do not have yet is a hatchery on a 5th base location where Solar can start mining already. Lurker then is now on the way, Adrenal Glands is on the way. This means that if Solar does not trade very efficiently, he's going to be in a little bit of trouble. This is a good fight here on the right side, but look at that bank. 100 minerals in the bank for Solar at 138 supply. Yes, this trade was good, but... I don't quite see how it's going to happen here. Maybe start taking out these rocks as well, so you have another possibility of expanding somewhere. These bases are also extremely spread out, which makes it so difficult to even get the creep there. All leading into a ramp or into a choke or close by a ramp or near some rocks or a random pillar in the middle of the map. Now we have some long distance. This is desperation here, my friends. Holy crap, this is desperation. Long distance mine going down right now on the top left. There needs to be a hatchery here. Like, long distance mining is not the future. You're not going to win the game in the next 3 minutes. It's simply not possible. Oh! Yeah, both of these managed to survive with very little HP. This is not an army that can win right now. There's a lot of mines still available on the map. Vipers are okay against medevacts, but don't actually have too much value against mines. Because they can blinding cloud the mines. Can you? I don't actually know that. I don't think that works. Because the mine, I think, counts as like a spell. Right? So the blinding cloud doesn't do anything. Now, lurkers are being constructed right now. Gumiho does not have a great track record against lurkers. He does have a great track record of walking into lurkers and losing entire bio armies. So maybe that's what Solar is going for here. Not a single parasitic bomb gets cast, which means that all these medevacts get to stay alive. Nice and clean. 5th base finally starts mining as Gumiho already has an orbital over there. Feels like he isn't really in any... What is this? Is he trolling? I think he's doing a little bit of trolling right now. This sensor tower, I mean, it covers a big portion of the map. It's just gonna get taken out at some point in the future now. Single Marauder going back to work here on those rocks. The 6th base. As these Lynx are trying to go for a run by, but there's still a Liberator there. There is a planetary on this base. Poof. Look at that, 4 kills at once. It's going to find this orbital, which actually... Wait, how many mineral patches is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10! What? This base has 10 mineral patches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 2 bases with 10 mineral patches. I didn't even know that was possible. That's kind of wild. Huh? I was looking at it, I was like, that looks wrong. It did look wrong. Unbelievable, should have some research here on this map. What are the key features? I didn't read about that at all. Rookie moves. Alright, mines are going to be moving towards the far left side of the map to one of those 10 mineral patch bases. Holy crap. That's real nice, actually. Oh, there's a beautiful area. I was afraid he had to go down the ramp, but no, he can just stay on top of this area. There's a beautiful choke here as well created for him. I do like this aesthetic though. Look at this. You have this see-through stuff. You sometimes have this when you walk over bridges as well. And you can see down. It's fairly scary. I'm not a huge fan of it, but on maps, I like it that you can just see the space below. Yeah, it's cool. Window into space. It also shows the same rocks, doesn't it? Like, look at that rock. There's something happening, sorry. Alright, sensor tower is going to get taken out about 2-3 minutes after it got planted down. These medevacs are in some trouble as well with parasitic bombs running rampant. There's still no spores in the main base, which is, well, kind of bad, honestly, at this point. This area has been dropped so many times. 3-4 spores would completely deny that, or at least make it that it's extremely all-in, because your medevacs are taking so much damage. Then the Terran is forced to either focus down the spores or focus down the banelings. Can do both at the same time. Okay, banelings are going to connect with absolutely everything. At the same time, lurkers being caught in the middle of the map. Gumiho's bank is massive. And his army is pretty sizable as well. Here come the Vipers. Parasitic bomb going down on some of these medevacs. One medevac gets taken out. The lurkers go burrowing forward with the seismic spines, with the adaptive talent, or whatever it's called. The quick burrow. Ghost moving in right now as well. This is a little bit similar to how Clem was playing in the ESL Open Regionals, where it just really focuses on these mines and still Ghost as well, but rather than getting tanks and playing a very passive style, allowing the Zerg to come back into the game, he says, no, I don't actually want that. I want an aggressive style where I have a lot of map control, and I want to just shoot stuff while I hold a position somewhere on the map. And that's exactly what he's going to be doing right now. Solar trying to break this position, moving in with a lot of lurkers, and he's going to get some good damage on. Oi, banelings connecting as well over here. Parasitic bomb taking out a lot of them medevacs. I do believe that there might just be enough bio to take this out. Solar believes so as well. Is going to retreat just a little bit. 3 new lurkers do show up, but there's so much bio here. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, that this is going to be it for this game, as the Vipers are getting sniped out of the sky. And there's only 5 Hydras left right now. I mean, there's 6 bases here for Gumiho. Oh, there's no sustain in this army, though. I already did my end of the game voice there, but is this really the end of the game? It does feel like it. Abducts? No abducts. This base might fall, but even if that happens, is it that bad? Like, there's no medevacs here. I think Gumiho's overstaying his welcome a tiny bit right now. Just a tiny bit. Going to lose this fight. His units are getting butchered, honestly. Oh my god, this drop is actually starting to piss me off so much. Get some spores in there. Like, get it. Just walk the spore from the 3rd base over. Do you have any others? No. Okay, well, you still need to build 3 more spores. Like, this should not be allowed anymore. Although at this point it might just be bait as well. It's not actually achieving very much. Whoop. Parasitic bomb gets cast. I don't think it's going to be capable of taking out this medevac. There was too much HP available still. Ooh, was there? No. Gets taken out. Didn't quite expect that. Lurkers are moving forward right now. Where's the army actually for Gumiho? The army that can deal with this. There's only a single ghost. There is 9 lurkers. I mean, that's a lot of lurkers, but at the same time, supply-wise, 74 against 108. Upgrade-wise, it looks quite okay. +3 range is also on the way right now. This base is so important for Solar. Like, this is nice, but this is freaking 10 mineral patches. 10! That's not normal. That is really not normal. Okay, here comes a push into that 10 mineral patch base. Lurkers are going to end up burrowing, and we'll need to chase this army. I'm not too sure if Solar can hold this. I hope he can, though, because otherwise he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Needs to continuously move these lurkers further up. And now they burrow, but not sure if there's still enough lurkers and still enough cannon fodder in front of these lurkers for that to be a good fight. Okay, look at that. Nice little redrop as well out of Gumiho. 7 workers end up falling here, as the mines will end up getting cleaned up. What is the actual lurker count? 8 lurkers, 6 ghost, 11 marauders. The ghost count isn't massive. Resources lost is very much so in favor of Gumiho. Gumiho also has this right side base, and oh my god, that was big. We saw it happen, the corner of our eyes. This mine getting 12 kills in one shot. This bad boy is gonna try a similar thing here. No, not going to end up working. 9 medevacts are out again, so there's no issue there when it comes to kind of keeping this army healthy with a lot of stims. A couple of snipes might go down, one of them will hit the lurker. Frustrating for Solar, but really nothing he can do about. Hydros will take care of that Liberator that was harassing the left side base, but Gumiho is paying attention and will move back. Oh my god, this one had 28 kills? What the heck? Oh, this is the Liberator that was stuck over here on the 3rd orbital. Yeah. Oi. Look at these ghosts shooting for free. He's going to get caught here maybe by some of these Banes right now, but I mean, this was just a fantastic trade. All of the ghosts have fallen. There's still 2 somewhere else, in reinforcements, I guess. If there were still lurkers alive, this could be a pretty big deal. There is a lurker alive. Look at this! Behind enemy lines. The undercover lurker. What is this? Hello? Completely forgot to scan there. That guy must have killed a lot of units. Holy crap. That's kind of wild. It actually is kind of wild. Now we have some cloaked ghosts moving in, using their snipes as well. I don't think these Hydras are going to end up finishing into lurkers. Okay, one of them will. Boro. Do we even have any scans available? What's the orbital count? It's only 4. I feel like very often in the past like 45 seconds we've had a situation where scan was needed and it just wasn't there. Now, don't get me wrong, Gumiho is still quite far ahead. He's massively undersaturating these bases though. Like some massive oversaturation on others. And complete undersaturation on the 10 mineral patch bases. I want to say it once more. 10. They have 10 mineral patches. 10. You put 20 workers on there and there's no oversaturation. Life is beautiful. Life is also beautiful here for Solar. He gets a big parasitic bomb off. Banelings might get connections. Yeah, get some connections. A lot of the higher HP units have fallen already. That means that these lurkers are going to be quite useful. There's no medevacs alive again. How does this keep happening? These parasitic bombs really are doing a number on Gumiho, who's not splitting his medevacs well enough, it seems like. Look at the income. 2,500 here for Solar against 1,700 for Gumiho. Gumiho hasn't used a mule to mine in the past like 5 minutes or so. Now we have a Ling run by running into this base. Oh, we'll take out one of these mines. Hello, this is not what you want to fight. Takes out the ghost, runs away. And you just can't get in there. That is a planetary. Just wanted to make sure that it was a planetary rather than an orbital. These Lings are taking a bit of a beating. I still kind of believe here in a good ending for Solar. I know it doesn't seem likely, but he's been hanging in there the entire game. For the past 10 minutes, he's been down at least 20-30 supply. Right now, the income isn't that bad for him anymore, mainly due to the oversaturation that Gumiho had for a while. I guess he fixed that at this point. Still has some units, but I guess they're oversaturating here as well because there's no patches. And there's, what, 8 workers standing around doing nothing. This really is one good fight for Solar away from him winning. Or at least having the ability to take something out. Oh, it's also one big mine shot away from losing every single Baneling apparently. Lurkers moving forward. There's no ghost here though. And there's still only 2 medevacs on the map. Here we go. I almost feel like abducts would be worth it at this point. Here comes I think Ling run bys are awful right now. Just no point to them. If you want a Ling run by, it needs to be towards the bottom right side, but there's an army waiting to receive you there. And those are not very friendly hosts. You know, they don't give you a cup of tea when you walk in. But they might hit you in the head with a book. Or a heavier object. Or just shoot you, which is what they'll actually do. Which is awful. Yeah, terrible hosting skills. If I were to be invited to a party and the host shoots me when I walk in, I would not be coming back to that party. Talking about parties, this is a little bit of a party here for Solar. As his lurker, especially this one, is managing to deal a lot of damage. This bad boy managed to burrow, cancelling the snipes because there was no detection in time. Big blinding cloud zoning out this army towards the left side. This is getting pushed towards the far right. I think Solar is doing it. I think. There's a lot of cash in the bank though for Gumiho. Oh no, is he gonna drop again? No. If you would have dropped again and Solar would have lost his high, I would have been extremely upset. Okay, supplies are equal. There's ghosts around though, and there's no detection on them. 1, 2, 3 lurkers getting popped like balloons. That's all there is though when it comes to the ghost. almost feel like after losing those lurkers... I'm not so sure, actually. I was gonna say maybe you can still just attack into this with one lurker. Why are these lurkers not being defended at all? What is Solar doing? What is more important about this little ledge than your 4 lurkers that were defending your newest mining base? This newest mining base is kind of big because, let's face it, Gumiho is never going to start mining from this one. If Solar can hold this while other bases start mining out, that would be a big deal. Bailing's not quite connecting. Mine's getting decent. Oh my god. Pretty decent shots there. There's just no lurkers with this army. And the thing with Lingbane Hydra is that it doesn't feel... Well, actually, I was gonna say it doesn't feel like you can often get these winning in fights. Like, off creep. But that was a pretty winning fight, so I like it. Felt pretty winning to me. Still a single lurker here on the left side. Single drop would still do very well with this, of course. I like this rotation coming out of Gumiho. He has the planetary on the far right side, which I don't think can be busted. There's just not the resources to go for a bust. You don't have enough lurkers. There are not sufficient Baneling counts either. Why are you taking out the rocks for Gumiho? Oh my god. What? This is like breaking into someone's house and doing their dishes and then getting caught. So you're still going to jail and they don't have to do the dishes anymore. That made no sense whatsoever. If I were Gumiho, I would have let him finish doing the dishes. I hate doing the dishes. See a big scan coming forward here. Lurker's going to get taken out. Mines will get some big connections. And this army gets picked up. That is another base. Oh! Whoa. Wait a second. That's some big snipes there on those medevacs. I think Solar seems to be looking for a catch on this army. He's not quite going to get it. Do we have any Vipers? No, we don't. Do we have any Lurkers? No, we don't. This is now pure Ling Hydra Bane. I mean, he has one more fight in him. That's it. It's now or never. Please don't die against the mine. I mean, if you can take out a command center, it would be big. At the same time, though, right side... Yeah. You're trading a potential base for an actual base, and that's an issue. This base is going to end up falling. There's nothing... Absolutely nothing that Solar can do about that. And this puts Solar completely all in. Yeah. He's forced right now to attack up this ramp. I think. And he needs to do something right at this moment. But I don't think he can. There's so many Marauders. 20 Marauders, 29 Marines. There's not enough Banelings. Links are good against Marauders, but not great against Marines. There's still mines in this army as well. There's more units being pumped in. And the income is just so favorable for Gumiho. I actually think that Solar right now has faltered under the constant battering coming out of Gumiho, basically. Marines being sent towards the far back, so that these Banelings can only connect with the Marauders. Direct call, of course. Still seemed like an okay fight, honestly, for Solar, despite his massive deficit. But yeah, in the end, the units just run out, and there's really nothing he can do. Mine's going to get blasted here as well. GG gets called, and Gumiho wins this game here on the Lazarus Waste, one of the new maps that might be coming in to the new map pool. Alright, that's going to be it for me today. Thanks so much for watching. If you did enjoy the 10 mineral patches on these new bases, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Thank you, and bye bye. Wait, this one also has 10? 1, 2, 3. How many were there with 10? I think I'm losing it. Do all of these bases with rocks have 10 mineral patches? Did I just count incorrectly before? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is 10. 1, 2, 3. This is 10. And this is 10. So all of them have 10. Oh my god. That's a lot. Well, anyway, bye bye.